we're not going to forget this week, guys, and I take blame for it from last week. Players of the week. We already touched on players of the week. SGU MVP Cage Newens. We announced it to him. What a week, Rory. 2 goals, 5 assists for Cage Newens, and leading the way for the Broncos with 3 big victories this past week.
Yeah, he's been a force all over the ice. As Jamie asked him how he blends his game on the line, physically, toughness, grit, tough to play against, and then the offensive side of his game too. 7 points in 3 games, but you go back even farther. He's got 10 points in his last 5 games, combined with 36 penalty minutes across those 5 games. So, he's just a guy that no one really wants to play against. He's tough, he's physical, and he scores on you too. So great week for him to have the Broncos go 3-0.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, a big week for the Humboldt Broncos. Jamie, let's move on to the Super U Defenseman of the Week. And I know we definitely kind of went back and forth a little bit on this one, but we ended up deciding on Liam McInnes from the Larange Ice Wolves, a goal and 4 assists. And a big week for the Larange Ice Wolves, and getting Liam McInnes back in the lineup. That's a big boost for the Larange Ice Wolves back end.
Yeah, a huge boost. You talk about trade deadline acquisitions. I mean, getting him back from injury, what an acquisition for Larange, right? I mean, think about that for a second. He hadn't played since October the 25th, and he has been absolutely lights out since to just jump right back in and be effective. He has 15 points in 14 games this year, and he had 0 points in his first 4 games this year. So he has been deadly. And, Rory talked about, Cage Newens being a hard guy to play against. But Liam McInnes, one of the things that make the SJHL beautiful is that the talented players are also hard to play against. And Liam McInnes is hard to play against. Great to see him back in action playing for Larange after a long time off. And I know Kevin Kaminski is just thrilled. And all of a sudden that Larange decor is pretty deep.
Yeah, 100%, because at the beginning of the year, they weren't getting too much offense from their blue line, but now they're really definitely contributing for the Larange Ice Wolves. So congratulations to Liam McInnes, Super U Defenseman of the Week. Moving on to Direct West Rookie of the Week, Rory, and we're going back to the Humboldt Broncos and Matthew Van Blaricom, a goal and 2 assists. Maybe just talk about his play, not just this week, but really since joining the Humboldt Broncos and how impressive he has been for them.
I think the most impressive thing about Van Blaricom is, as a 16-year-old player, he's not shy from getting in the messy areas, from getting physical, from kind of being a bit of a thorn in the side, to put it politely. He has that kind of, Brad Marchand type of angle to his game where you just don't really like him when you're going up against him. And he's got 5 points in his last 5 games. He's, nearly a point per game player. And I know Cage Newens really hyped him up, saying, that Division I scholarship's coming with the year, and I wouldn't be surprised if it comes in the next week, right? That's the kind of hockey that Van Blaricom's playing, and there's going to be an NCAA team out there that's really lucky to get him. But yeah, he kind of just a little bit of sandpaper, some offensive ability. Of course, he was, drafted 6th overall back in June, and the Broncos got a good one with that pick.
100% they did. So congratulations to Matthew Van Blaricom, Direct West Rookie of the Week with a goal and 2 assists this past week. And finally, Jamie, we head to the SaskTel Goalie of the Week, and we decided on Jackson Fellner of the Nipawin Hawks. 2 wins, a goals against average of 1.92. And really, since the acquisition of Jackson Fellner for the Nipawin Hawks, they've kind of stabilized, their goaltending, which was struggling at the beginning of the season. And we've seen a great turnaround for the Nipawin Hawks.
Yeah, and not only 2 wins, you mentioned there, Jeremy, but Rory's color guy there in Martinsville, Jordan Fry, will know that playing neutral site games in those small barns isn't easy. And he won both of those games at neutral site venues for Nipawin, at Wadena and at Rosetown against Kindersley, and tight,
that's right.
Hard fought games too. So, he was right in there. Again, talk about a kid who, has been through a bit in his career so far. This is his 5th team now in junior hockey in 2 years. You think about, he was in the AJ, then he was in Weyburn, then he was in Melfort, then he was in junior B, and then now he's in Nipawin. So, a kid that's mentally kept it together to be a big part of, as you mentioned, what Nipawin is doing. Big time kudos. He's a big boy. I think that helps, but he's a very talented kid that teams have kind of moved off on, and Tad Koza, I'm sure, has a big smile on his face as a result. And I know he and and Dana Dirks and everybody up there in Nipawin are very happy with their goalie situation right now.
For sure. So in recap, SGEU MVP of the week, Cage Newens of the Humboldt Broncos with 2 goals and 5 assists. Super U defenseman of the week, Liam McInnes of the Laurent Ice Wolves with 1 goal and 4 assists. Direct West rookie of the week, Matthew Van Blaricom of the Humboldt Broncos, 1 goal and 2 assists. And SaskTel goalie of the week, Jackson Fellner of the Nipawin Hawks, 2 wins, so 1.92 goals against average and a .911 save percentage.